I'm Keir from Gallifrey Public Radio, a Doctor Who fandom podcast and part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows in the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other interesting geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. The IntelleXual podcast starts now.
Welcome to the IntelleXual Podcast. I'm your host, David S. Dawson, coming at you from the Quarantine Studios. Yes, that's right. It is March 2020, and we are deep into the 15-day recommended quarantine from the White House, the never-ending quarantine from Governor Gavin Newsom here in California. Yep. And we thought we should keep doing the show.
Yeah.
So joining me today is Whitney.
The show must go on.
That's right. And Steve.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can only see the top of Steve's head in our
sorry.
FaceTime call.
Why don't I just set up my phone so you can see me?
Hey, there he is.
There I am. Can you see my big ass chin? There you go.
Yeah. Well, we can see it. Our listeners, of course, Steve cannot.
Yes, so, that's right. I mean, you can, but I know.
But we thought it would be good in this time of fear and uncertainty that we bring everybody some familiar voices, and that we don't cower away and completely self-isolate. Right? We can still chat via social media like we're doing on the phone call here.
Yeah.
And we can communicate with our audience at large with the podcast, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Hopefully. If they're still listening. If they're still alive.
Oh, jeez.
They're still out there.
Before we get along, are you guys as unemployed as I am at this point?
Yes.
Are we all three in the
Partially. Well, partially.
You're partially unemployed. How'd that work?
I cannot report to work. However, whatever is on my schedule, they're still paying me.
That's nice.
But my schedule only goes until the 26th of this month.
And this is Disneyland, right?
This is Disneyland, and they are paying us. The only people who are in the park right now are maintenance, custodial, security, and just a handful of managers and schedulers just to man the phones for that. But the hotels had to be emptied. I believe downtown Disney is open, but only for takeout.
Restaurants, right? Yeah.
The restaurants are.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but we had a week and a half of things gradually getting shut down and closed. And I was on a film set shooting a movie, but it was the day that Disneyland closed that everybody went, oh, fuck, this shit's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pulled us all aside 2 days before, and they said, well, it was announced on social media that we were closing. It was before we could actually make an official announcement, so the managers came to us basically, one-on-one or in groups at the attractions and, spoke to us and answered any questions that we had. And then they just basically told us, yeah, this is it. We're going to be closed until the 1st.
So my contract officially stopped, I guess it was a week ago Friday. I don't know. Time doesn't even mean anything anymore. But, I work in the school systems doing some theater teaching, and all the schools are shut down. So what's really tough about that, too, is they rely on those contracts and the continued money from the schools, so they don't even know if they can pay us for the days we've already worked at this point. So that's a kind of a challenge.
Yeah, I also found out all the cast members who are part of the college program are automatically out of a job. They literally have to pack up and leave because the park was paying for an apartment for them. That was part of their contract. So because they can't work, their contract has been expired. It's terminated. So they have to pack up and go home. So
it's been tough all around. I mean, college students all got kicked out of their dorms and told to go home,
which is crazy to me.
Regardless of where home is, right?
Yes.
I assume that was just liability issues because it's well,
you got to figure dorm living is like a petri dish.
That's
for
true.
Viral infections, So So it makes sense. I understand it.
Right.
But, wow,
add the happiest petri dish on earth to that.
Yeah, well, our buddy Mike Peterson was at Disney World kind of at the very early onset of this, 5 days before the guy who went there who ended up dying from it.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
So, and Mike got super sick. And we assume with it, because all of his symptoms are coronavirus symptoms.
But of course, they don't have enough test kits.
But of course,
so
they didn't
really
have
knows?
tests, and they didn't want to test him.
No.
And he's young enough that he should be able to ride it out. So he wrote it out at home.
Right.
And it's been a week and a few days, and he's still coughing with a really, really painful cough. But he seems to be past it. The fevers have stopped, and he's on the mend. But man, it's been rough.
That's good.
It's been rough. But so we're left here. All of us are stuck at home. We're not supposed to go anywhere. We're not supposed to spread infection, so what do? Well, we've got a podcast, and we've figured out in the last 2 years how to do this remotely.
Yep.
And I think we're doing a pretty good job of it. So I was like, hey, we should be doing this. And both of you contacted me and said, hey, let's figure out how to really do something great on the show. And I thought, well, why don't we do some special episodes that are kind of focused in on COVID-19? Because I'm terrified of COVID-19. I'm a high-risk candidate. My doctor very specifically told me I had to stay home. Steve, I know you're a high-risk candidate.
My dad is an extremely high-risk candidate.
Your dad is, because he's ancient. And
he's 84.
That's ancient.
Wow.
No. Compared to us,
good for him.
But he just as a rule of thumb, he socially isolates. He just goes into his room and closes his door and says, "Leave me alone. Don't bother me." No,
good for him. No, now's the time.
But yes, but he will come out. He sees his shadow. And we got 6 more weeks of curmudgeon. So.
Well, at any rate, so we're going to do these COVID-19 episodes for as long as, we're isolated and dealing with this shit, which is, the foreseeable future. Although Trump's press conference today, he's apparently hoping to end this as soon as possible and do both things, stimulate the economy and fight the virus at the same time. I don't think that's actually possible.
Yeah, I think it's one or the other.
He's beyond most mortal men, so...
So anyway, there's a lot of uncertainty if you listen to the White House, but Governor Newsom seems pretty clear that it's an open-ended stay-at-home order till the science says that it's okay to reemerge. So we'll go with Governor Newsom for now. We'll see how long we're all stuck in like this. But in the meantime, we're going to bring you COVID-19. And I don't know, I told you guys I had a special interview that I got to do yesterday.
Yes, I don't know how you were able to wrangle this.
Yeah, so
you got some connections, kiddo.
I got some connections, baby. The IntelleXual works their asses off trying to get these connections in place, and I managed to get an exclusive interview with the First Lady.
No.
Ooh.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Melania, I called Melania. I had a nice chat with her. Well, nice is objective, but I had a chat with Melania. And we're going to play that right now, and then you guys will chat about my experience with the First Lady when it's done. So, without any further ado, here is my exclusive interview with the First Lady to talk about her husband's response to COVID-19. Here it is. Mrs. First Lady, hello, and welcome to the IntelleXual Podcast.
What is podcast? And please call me Your Highness.
Excuse me?
What?
First of all, the United States is not a monarchy.
Not yet.
Okay. I can't call you Your Highness. I think I'll just stick to calling you Mrs. Trump.
Okay, have it your way. But you didn't answer my question.
Which was?
What is Bombcast?
Podcast. It's pronounced podcast.
I don't care. What it is?
It's like a radio program.
What?
We have a conversation and I record it.
No. I do that to Donald for FP. I don't think you need know that. What do you do with this?
Well, I put it on the internet so that my listeners can hear it.
How much do I have to pay you?
For what?
To not broadcast on the pornography machine.
No. No, you misunderstood. This is an interview that we are doing. You know, like on the news.
The fake news?
How can anything you say be fake?
Where is camera?
There is no camera.
How do people see me?
They won't. They will listen.
Oh, like the FBI's.
No, Mrs. Trump. This is for entertainment only.
The entertainment?
Yes.
I should change into something better.
We can't see you. Why would you need to change?
Donald would want to know what I was wearing when I do this. I don't want him to know I was dressed like peasant.
A peasant?
Duh. Yes. I am wearing last year's designer. I change and burn this.
Why would you burn it?
For the virus.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, Mrs. Trump.
You want to talk to me about my clothes?
No, I wanted to know how the first family's handling the quarantine.
The quarantine?
Yes, ma'am. What steps are you and your husband taking to reduce the risk of infection?
No steps. Donald got me Peloton for Christmas.
I think you misunderstood me.
I'm at level 7 badass.
Ma'am, people have been told to keep at least 6 feet away from each other. Social distancing, that's what they're calling it.
Oh, I did that before it was cool.
You have?
Yeah. You see me slap Donald's hand away many times.
Right. Well, what about the rest of your family?
What about him? You cannot ask the questions about Baron. He's off limits.
Okay, no questions about Baron. That's not a problem. What about your own family? You know, the rest of the family?
Like my mama?
Yeah, sure. I understand you've brought her from Slovenia to live with you in the White House. May we speak with her?
Is not possible.
Is she not feeling well?
How should I know? I get her. Mama!
Okay.
Я вас саграм от овецата. Ево ме да видим. Я вас саграм да думна, що рока ми се петатени, къде да овецата.
Той.
Yeah, here's Mama.
Роботът не прожил да...
Funny, Mama. In English. Talk to the man on the phone.
My son-in-law is genius. He make perfect phone call.
Oh, no, Mama.
You tell me to say that to the FBI?
Is everything okay?
Everything is fine. Mama get confused.
Okay. I was wondering if you had any insights into what it's like to live in the White House during this pandemic.
We are getting by on the bare essentials.
The bare essentials. What exactly does that entail for the first family?
We keep enough supplies essential to feed bear.
Huh? Okay. What about hoarding?
Eric and Donald Jr. built a fort with toilet paper rolls.
Mama!
It's true. They don't let me in because they think I don't know password. I know password. It's password.
Mama!
Okay. Look, we're in the midst of a shortage. Where did they get all the toilet paper?
They get it from home.
Home?
Yeah, from home in Trump Tower.
And the bathrooms at Mar-a-Lago, the casinos,
Mama!
Whoa. You didn't just hit your mother, did you?
No, she hit me.
Oh. Okay. What about your husband's stimulus package?
Ugh. Nothing could be less stimulating than his package.
Melania!
I mean the money that he promised to pay everyone who's out of work.
Like the corporations, airline CEOs?
I mean the people who work for the corporations.
Ugh. If they want money, they should either get job or marry rich.
That's not going to help.
Help what?
The workers. If the companies close, the workers don't have an income.
Then they should have married rich. Like me?
Look, I'm not sure you're getting the gist of my question.
Look, I don't do the gist shows no more.
No, the gist of the idea, the relevancy.
You got that right, buddy boy.
What I mean is there won't be anyone around to clean up your husband's mess.
Thank God for Mike Pence.
No, look, I'm talking about your maid, your cook, your driver.
That's Mama's job. You want me to pay my mama?
That would be nice.
Mama, shush.
Okay.
Okay, look, I see we're going off the rails here. What about all the other jobs that your mama doesn't do?
Donald hires prostitutes for that.
Mama!
It's true. No, the money from the stimulus will pay for prostitutes.
Not for prostitutes, Mama.
No, you're right. We buy much more than for.
Mama!
In a way, this would not be the first stimulus check the prostitute gets from this administration.
Mama, go back to your cage. Room. Your room.
Whoa. You ever living in a cage?
It's a nice cage.
It's a cage.
Designer cage. All the comforts of home. Satellite TV. Goose down mattress. Borscht dispenser.
It sounds like some of the money spent on your mama's cage could help the unemployed. You know, people right now are really afraid of becoming poor.
Ugh, poor. The poor. No leader of a country ever had to deal with the poor like me and Donald.
Careful. Don't forget what happened with the French Revolution.
Donald! Sign that fucking stimulus package!
Well, and that was the sudden conclusion of my interview with Melania. I'm not sure how helpful that is for our audience in terms of, you know, the inner workings of the first family. But, yeah, I was hoping that we could get some comfort talking to a member of the first family, something to make us feel a little safer about what's coming. But I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel any better.
I somehow got the feeling that she was wearing that jacket that said, "I don't care" on the back of it.
Oh, man.
I mean, you know, the monkeys are running the zoo, so...
I prefer the monkeys at this point. I prefer...
Yeah, right.
I know I'm going...
I don't know if you guys saw this the other day.
I know when they sling shit, I know I'm going to be slung shit.
So the other day, they're having a press briefing, and the reporter, super lowball question, was like, "Hey, you know, people are scared, and what words of comfort
that's a
can you
nasty
give the
question.
American people?" Right?
It's a bad reporter. Bad reporter for asking me a softball. I was like, oh my God.
It's like, really? That one was a stumper, dude? You just say it'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Got you. Your government is going to support you, and everything will be fine. Just hold on, right? Like, it's such an easy question to answer.
Anything.
You heard his reaction when he heard that Mitt Romney was self-quarantining?
Really?
Yeah. He was like really happy to hear about that. Oh, that's good. It's like,
wow. You know.
Do you guys... So... all these Republican senators are coming down with this, and they probably got it, you know, whenever they had the big DNC or the Republican meeting or whatever that they did a few, weeks ago? Time, again, doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they're all getting sick.
Yeah. Rand Paul tested positive.
Should we be concerned about Trump and Pence?
Oh, they've already tested
No, because I don't think anybody wants to go play ball in their offices anyway, so.
No.
I think they've done a good job of self-isolating from the rest of Washington themselves. So,
well, mostly reality.
Although I gotta say, and it pains me so much to say it, but the full sentence president, Mike Pence, he's been surprisingly good this week. And it pains me to say that, but every time he steps to the podium, I at least feel like there's an adult somewhere in charge up there. So,
well, the doctor, what's his name?
Fauci, who is constantly in a fetal position behind Trump during the.
I mean.
That man has no poker face, but it's very enjoyable to watch his reactions to Trump talking.
They didn't bring him out for today's press conference.
No.
After his interview, I think it was this morning, where he said, "Look, I can't jump in front of him and push him away from the podium." What a weird life we're living.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I have two things. Like, I'm glad my dad didn't live to see this insanity in Washington. And I'm glad my mom didn't live long enough to be here for this pandemic because, oh my God.
Yes, I know. Same here with my mother. And you never met my mother, but my mom had a mouth on her. And she would voice her opinion. I mean, she tried desperately to bite her lip and everything with me and my ex. But everything else in my life, oh my God. I would have people coming up to me and say, "Did you know what your mother just said?" I'm like, oh, crap. What now?
Well, I gotta say this, guys. Like, I love that I can FaceTime with you guys and see your faces. Steve, your face. Whitney, your beautiful face. And
my face and her beautiful face. Oh, nice touch there.
It's an uplifting moment in my day, and I'm glad you guys are around.
You can't see this, but I've completely shaven off my beard and mustache. But you can see.
Yeah, you look like a walking mushroom. It's really interesting.
A walking mushroom.
Oh, no, like one of the guys from Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yes, but if you touch me, you don't go faster. Yeah.
Can we start calling you Toadstool? I'll start calling you Toad.
I was going to say the little Koopas.
Oh, he looks like a Koopa.
Great.
Anyway.
Guess what Sean's going to be calling me from now on.
Anyway, this was an amazing experience getting to chat with Melania.
Yeah.
What a grab for the podcast.
I thought her mom was a real trip.
Yeah, that was the unexpected bonus of the call. I didn't expect that to happen at all. So it's a lot. Whitney, you're working on some guests for later in the week too, right? And
I'm trying. We'll see if we get some responses.
Cool.
So.
And we're also going to try and do, some of our normal episodes as well. So if you're, one of our friends who is a creative, please reach out. Let me know if you want to come on board and be a quarantined guest on the podcast. It'd be good to have you. In the meantime, make sure you're going to our website and checking out all our different shows. If you're stuck at home and you've got all this time, like our Sci-Fi Sunday podcast has this brilliant run of reviews on the entire Skywalker saga from Star Wars. So, like, watch the movies, listen to the podcast. Watch a movie, listen to the podcast. Like, you can kill a lot of time in a day with us.
Yeah.
And I think you'll enjoy it. So we got Sci-Fi Sunday, we've got the IntelleXual podcast, and new episodes of the new podcast that I launched with my 12-year-old nephew called Run Rabbit Run.
I just finished listening to the first couple of episodes, and I got to say I'm very impressed with Kale.
Oh, Kale is killing it, man. He's doing all the research on these classic rock albums, and the two of us sit down and we analyze these albums song by song. He gives me his opinion, and he's read up the history on everything, and it's so much fun. I'm just a co-host. It's his show, Run Rabbit Run. Make sure you check it out. I'll be posting
on Spotify right now, right?
It's on Spotify. It's on Google Play and Anchor. And a number of other places. We're still waiting on iTunes. They won't accept us till we've got a few more episodes up. But we've already done the recordings of our Abbey Road review. Those will be the next couple episodes coming.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know we're working on Queen's Night at the Opera.
Wow.
And
have you guys done Dark Side of the Moon?
Dark Side is what we started with, first two episodes.
Nice.
And then we're also going to be reviewing Sgt. Pepper's. And I know The Wall is in the list of albums to come. One of the double albums from the Rolling Stones is on the list coming up as well. So lots of really great, wonderful classic rock albums, and I'm reviewing them with my nephew Kale, and it's a blast. It's so
Excellent.
Cool.
That's great.
And neat to get a call from my little nephew who's saying, "Hey, can you help me make a podcast? I want to do a podcast." I was like, "Really? You have to do the work." And he's doing the work, and he's killing it. Like, it's awesome. Wow. So make sure you check it out. Run Rabbit Run.
Excellent job, Kale. Excellent job.
So until our next episode, which will probably be in the next day or two, thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you so much for joining us, audience. This is Whitney Wegman Woods signing off.
This is Stephen Schwartz saying aloha, goodbye, farewell, and as a Jungle Cruise skipper, get out. I'm sorry, that was so rude. Please get out.
And I'm David S. Dawson coming at you from the quarantine studios at IntelleXual Entertainment. Until next time, be good, be safe, and stay inside.
Wash your damn hands.
Use some hand sanitizer.
Wash your hands, you filthy
Don't
animal.
touch your face.
Hello there, citizens. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the floaty that will not flush no matter how many times you try in the toilet bowl of crime. I am Darkwing Duck, telling you please, talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. Whatever the heck that means. After all, you are watching IntelleXual Podcast with your ears.